Hi, this is Suchya Datta, SST teacher, and now picking up class 9 geography chapter Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. Well, if you observe carefully, then the animals, plants, trees and birds which are found in plains, in forest, in deserts or at some other place are totally different from each other. Why is this different from each other? Why can't we have the similar kind of animals or birds everywhere? Why can't the plants be grown in all the areas? What is the factor or what are the factors which actually make the difference in the flora and fauna of the country? Now, I will be talking in detail about those various factors, but before I start with the chapter, let's revise the difficult terms. The first is ecosystem. Ecosystem is in fact the interlinkage between plants and animals. Next is biosphere. Biosphere is a very narrow belt of living organisms. Next is biosphere reserve. Now, those forest areas where flora and fauna are found in the natural environment. That is, if I go in detail, then man makes no effort to either grow the plants or to preserve the various animals and birds found there. They are there as given by nature. They actually are self-sufficient. So, when we have to observe the flora and fauna in their natural environment, we must go and visit a biosphere reserve. Next is biomes. Biomes is when plants actually occur in distinctive areas which have similar climatic conditions. That is to say, in different areas you could be having similar kind of plants, but the similarity between those different areas is that they have climatic conditions which are same. Next is endemic species. Endemic species are those trees which are of purely Indian origin. Next is exotic plants. Exotic plants, those plants which are not of Indian origin but have been taken from other countries. Next is virgin vegetation. Virgin vegetation, as the name suggests, is in fact that forest or that plant, that tree wherein it has grown naturally. No human effort is made to grow it, preserve it, it is just there as it was. So, without human effort, we see plants and trees, that is the virgin vegetation. Next important term is photoperiod. As the name is suggesting, it is in fact the duration of sunlight in a particular area. Next is Marusthal. Marusthal is a desert or an arid region. Next is diversity in flora and fauna, that we are going to actually find out why does it happen. So, why do we find such a great diversity in the flora and fauna of India? And the reasons are, first of all, the land. Of course, land makes all the difference. Supposing it is a fertile land, it is just suitable for agriculture. If it is a rough terrain, then suitable for grasslands, wherein many animals take shelter. So, the fertility of the soil, the kind of soil it is, the black soil, the red soil, all that makes a difference in the type of vegetation that can be grown in an area or the animals which can be found. Next is the soil. Soil meaning to say if it is a sandy soil, then cactus can be grown. If it is a marshy, then mangrove. If it is a hilly area, then conical trees are found. So, land and the soil, both of them seem to be making a big difference on the flora and fauna of an area. Next is the climate. Of course, in the climate there are various subheadings. The first is the temperature. The rise or fall in temperature makes a huge difference in the type of flora and fauna found in an area. If it is very cold, then the animals are going to be those kind which have fur, and if it is a very, very hot climate, then we are going to have animals like camel. So, these are just the examples which show that the climate makes a big difference on the kind of vegetation and the animal kingdom. Photoperiod, and you know the meaning of photoperiod. Photoperiod also makes lot of difference because the growth of the tree depends on the photoperiod. If there is no sunlight, then the growth of the tree or the plant is going to be very, very slow, and not many animals will be found in that area. But if there is ample sunlight, then naturally the flora and the fauna in fact flourish in such areas. Next is precipitation. Of course, rainfall is also a very important factor, and in India we have rainfall due to the advancing southwest monsoon and the retreating northeast monsoon, and as much or as less is the rainfall, so is the flora and the fauna of an area.